Before we begin, please be advised that viewer discretion is strongly recommended. The following is for educational and entertainment purposes only. All parties are presumed innocent until proven guilty. Listen at your own discretion. What happens when one woman dares to expose Diddy, Jay-Z, and Oprah in a courtroom? Wendy Williams, the queen of hot topics, just unleashed a storm that could shake Hollywood to its core. Her testimony wasn't just gossip, it was a blazing torch lighting up decades of secrets, cover-ups, and power plays. From Diddy's wild parties to Jay-Z's questionable ties and Oprah's hidden influence, Wendy's words hit like a freight train. She didn't come to play. She came to reveal. And what she said under oath might change how you see your favorite stars forever. But how did she get here? Let's dive into her battle. Wendy Williams has been sounding alarms since her radio days, back when she was the voice that wouldn't quit. In the early 2000s, she called out Diddy for his shady moves, parties that weren't just parties, deals that silenced artists, and a grip on the industry that crushed anyone who spoke up. But every time she opened her mouth, the industry hit back. Hard. Sponsors vanished. BET event invites? Gone. Radio stations got calls, subtle threats to pull her off the air. "You're doing too much, Wendy," they'd say. "Back off, or you're done." But Wendy wasn't built to fold. She kept talking, even when a girl group, allegedly sent by Diddy, showed up outside her studio in 2004, ready to send a message. That wasn't just drama, it was intimidation. Fast forward to 2024, Wendy's back, stronger than ever, after health battles and a conservatorship that tried to dim her light. She walked into that courtroom like a warrior, carrying years of receipts, emails, call logs, and show transcripts proving she was right all along. "I wasn't messy," she told the jury. "I was early." Her voice, once mocked as loud, now echoed as truth. The industry tried to erase her, but she clawed her way back, ready to expose the machine that protected moguls like Diddy. And what she revealed about his so-called freak-offs. That's where things get really wild. Wendy didn't hold back when she described Diddy's so-called candlelit rooms. These weren't your typical celebrity bashes. According to her testimony, backed by 2024 lawsuits from Cassie Ventura and Rodney Jones, Diddy's events were meticulously planned operations. Guests handed over phones at the door. NDAs were signed before entry. Candlelit rooms, cameras, and staff assigning rooms. It was more like a ritual than a party. Wendy told the courtroom she heard whispers about these gatherings in the late 90s, when Bad Boy was untouchable. By 2024, the rumors exploded, over 1,000 bottles of baby oil found at Diddy's properties, 4 bags on standby for recovery. Creepy, right? Wendy said she knew because insiders spilled the tea years ago. They weren't partying, she told the jury. They were controlled. She recounted stories from shaken attendees. Men and women told what to wear, who to touch, where to go. One guest, a former Bad Boy artist, claimed medical assistants waited in the wings, ready to patch people up. This wasn't glitz and glamour, it was organized chaos. The 2024 federal indictment echoed her words, detailing freak-offs with eerie precision. Wendy even brought up Karen superhit Steffens, who described Diddy's paranoia and strange setups on air. "I played that interview on repeat," Wendy said, because the truth was too loud to ignore. But the industry tried to bury it. She lost sponsors every time she mentioned these events. Yet, Wendy stood firm, her voice cutting through the silence. "They called it gossip," she said, "but now it's evidence." And here's the kicker, Diddy didn't pull this off alone. Someone else was smiling in the shadows, protecting the whole operation. Wendy didn't stop at Diddy, she turned her spotlight on Jay-Z, and the courtroom froze. She called out his ties to young artists, especially Foxy Brown, who was just 15 when Jay-Z, then 27, was mentoring her. Mentoring? Wendy asked the jury, her voice sharp. "You tell me why a grown man was writing lyrics like 'No one can love me better' for a teenager." She referenced Foxy's 1996 debut album, where Jay-Z's influence was heavy. Rumors swirled in 2024 on X about a missing tape involving Jay-Z, Foxy, and another star, gone after a mysterious burglary at Foxy's home. Coincidence? Wendy didn't think so. She told the court she was fired from her top-rated radio show in 2004 after questioning Jay-Z's relationships with young artists. "They called me toxic," she said, "but I was asking what everyone should have." A 2024 lawsuit, later dismissed, alleged Jay-Z's involvement in a 2000 incident with a minor at a Diddy party. Though unproven, Wendy pointed to emails from her old producers showing Jay-Z's team quietly blackballing anyone who brought up Foxy's name. They turned me into the villain, she said, for asking questions that made them squirm. Her stack of papers, call logs, memos, showed sponsors dropping her when she pressed the issue. I lost deals because I was right, she told the jury. And Jay-Z wasn't working alone. Someone bigger was keeping the lid on these secrets, pulling strings from the top. Wendy's testimony took a sharp turn when she named Oprah Winfrey, and the courtroom went dead silent. She claimed Oprah wasn't just a media mogul, she was a gatekeeper, shielding stars like Diddy and Tyler Perry to protect her empire. Wendy recounted a chilling fallout over Precious, the 2009 film Oprah co-produced. After Wendy criticized its narrative, her invites to A-list events vanished. I went from red carpets to blacklists, she told the jury. Oprah's people didn't want me near her. In 2024, ex-posts falsely claimed Oprah fled the country amid Diddy's scandals, rumors debunked but fueled by her perceived influence. Wendy didn't buy the hype, but she had receipts, an email accidentally sent to her from a PR firm, labeled Managing Optics, Wendy, Puff, Tyler. It wasn't a coincidence. She described a private moment when she confided in Oprah about personal trauma, only to see her abuser later platformed on Oprah's show. That wasn't support, Wendy said. That was a power move. She told the court Oprah's network pulled strings to silence critics, ensuring Diddy's parties and Jay-Z's ties stayed out of the headlines. They smiled with him, took his checks, and crushed anyone who spoke up, she said, her voice steady but fierce. Wendy's evidence, a 2019 gala photo of Oprah, Diddy, and a crisis manager, showed them grinning while others were paid to stay quiet. That's the machine, she said. And it wasn't just about Diddy. One woman caught in that machine was about to take center stage. Wendy's voice softened but never wavered as she brought up Cassie Ventura, a name that hit the courtroom like a lightning bolt. Back in 2008, Wendy warned her radio listeners something was off about Cassie's relationship with Diddy. She was 19, he was pushing 40, Wendy told the jury. That wasn't love, it was leverage. Her testimony echoed Cassie's 2024 lawsuit, which detailed Diddy's obsessive control, tracking her phone, showing up uninvited at hotels, even getting staff to unlock her doors. Wendy recalled a clip she aired on her show, where Cassie flinched when Diddy raised his voice. People called it nerves, she said. I called it fear. The courtroom saw a timeline of Wendy's broadcasts, lining up with Cassie's claims of being trapped in a world of private jets and private security that felt more like a cage. He didn't just date her, Wendy said. He owned her. She described how Diddy's influence, his label, his connections, made it nearly impossible for Cassie to break free. When Wendy spoke out, her sponsors pulled the plug, fast. They didn't want that truth on air, she said, holding up an email from a network exec warning her to drop the topic. By 2018, when Cassie finally left after an alleged break-in by Diddy, Wendy's warnings were proven right. She needed a bodyguard, not a boyfriend, Wendy told the jury, her eyes locked on them. And I said it first. But Cassie wasn't the only young star caught in this web. Wendy's gaze sharpened as she turned to Foxy Brown, a name that stirred whispers in the courtroom. Foxy was 15, Wendy told the jury, and Jay-Z was 27, guiding her every step. She painted a picture of the 90s, when Foxy's debut album, ghostwritten by Jay-Z, raised eyebrows with its mature lyrics. Why was a grown man crafting those words for a kid? Wendy asked, her voice dripping with suspicion. She brought up 2024 ex-posts, still buzzing with rumors of a lost tape involving Foxy, Jay-Z, and another star, vanished after a shady burglary at her home. That's not chance, Wendy said. That's cleanup. She testified that when she questioned Foxy's ties to Jay-Z on her radio show, her world crumbled. Producers got calls. Sponsors bailed. They labeled me trouble, she said, but I saw a pattern. Foxy's career, once blazing, stalled after she went silent on the issue. Wendy claimed the industry buried her story, just like they tried to bury Wendy's voice. I had emails, she told the court, flashing a printout from a 2004 exec warning her to steer clear of Foxy's name. They didn't just silence her, they erased her. Recent X-Chatter in 2025 speculated Foxy was blackballed for knowing too much, her comeback attempts squashed by unseen hands. Wendy leaned in, her voice low but fierce. Foxy wasn't just a star. She was a warning. And that warning pointed to a system built to keep secrets locked tight. Wendy held up a thick file, her eyes locked on the jury. This, she said, is how they kept the secrets buried. She was talking about NDAs, non-disclosure agreements that silenced anyone who got too close to the truth. Her testimony revealed a chilling system, artists, staff, even bloggers, all bound by contracts to protect Diddy and his circle. Wendy read from a 2007 NDA, its language cold and clear. Subject agrees to never discuss private gatherings or interactions with Sean Combs or his associates. Penalties? Financial ruin and public shaming. This wasn't protection, Wendy said. It was control. The 2024 lawsuits, from Cassie to Rodney Jones, backed her up, alleging payouts to quiet witnesses of Diddy's candlelit rooms. X posts in 2025 buzzed with claims of insiders, former assistants, security, gagged by NDAs, some paid thousands to stay mum. Wendy described an email from a luxury hotel, dated 2015, outlining discretion measures for Diddy's events, extra linens, candlelit setups, no questions asked. This was planned, she told the court. Scheduled, funded, covered up. She revealed payments to publicists to push Diddy's charity work while burying party rumors. They didn't just silence people, she said. They erased entire stories. Wendy's file held memos from PR firms, one instructing a writer to avoid recent rumors and focus on Diddy's philanthropy. The jury sat stunned. This machine didn't just hide the truth, she said. It crushed anyone who dared speak it. And Wendy herself had paid the price. Wendy's voice carried a weight that hushed the courtroom as she laid bare the cost of her truth-telling. You don't challenge Diddy and walk away clean, she said, her eyes steady. Back in 2004, at the height of her radio reign, she got a message from a label exec, stop talking about Puff, or else. She didn't stop. Days later, her primetime slot was yanked. They didn't even hide it, she told the jury. It was punishment. Wendy recounted a 2004 incident when the girl group Total, allegedly sent by Diddy, cornered her outside her studio. Fans pressed against the glass, her in turn panicking, her boyfriend waiting in a car. That wasn't a fight, she said. It was a warning, we can get to you. By 2024, after health battles and a conservatorship that fueled rumors of her being silenced, Wendy's resolve only grew. She lost sponsors, media passes, and syndication deals every time she named names. They called me bitter, crazy, loud, she said, but I was right. Her evidence, printed emails from PR firms, one from Bad Boy's team in 2005 cutting her show from their talent bookings, showed the blackballing was real. Diddy didn't just want me quiet, she said. He wanted me gone. X posts in 2025 speculated her health struggles were no accident, hinting at industry stress taking its toll. Yet Wendy stood tall, her testimony a defiance of every threat. I paid the price, she told the jury, but I kept talking. That price revealed a bigger machine at work, one that protected the powerful at all costs. Wendy's voice grew sharper as she unveiled the industry's darkest secret, a tower of silence built to protect moguls like Diddy and Jay-Z. This isn't just one man, she told the jury, gesturing toward the defense. It's an ecosystem. She described a machine of NDAs, payoffs, and media control that crushed anyone who dared speak out. Labels, publicists, even bloggers were paid to bury stories, while stars like Oprah and Tyler Perry stood by, smiling for cameras. Wendy's evidence, a 2019 gala photo showing Diddy with a crisis manager, proved the network was tight. They shook hands while others were silenced, she said. In 2024, X posts raged about whistleblowers, like former assistants, who vanished after refusing NDAs. Rumors, some debunked, swirled about Oprah and Gayle King protecting Diddy to save their own deals. Wendy didn't need rumors, she had receipts. She showed an email from a PR firm instructing a journalist to focus on philanthropy, not parties. Another memo, dated 2015, detailed discretion protocols for Diddy's events at a luxury hotel. This was a system, Wendy said, designed to make truth disappear. She told the court how her Hot Topic segments were flagged, her producers threatened, and her name blacklisted for naming names. They didn't just hide secrets, she said. They destroyed lives to keep them. The jury sat riveted as Wendy exposed a power structure that thrived on fear and favors. But cracks were forming, and one question lingered. Wendy Williams stepped off the stand, her testimony a firestorm that left the courtroom reeling. She'd exposed it all, Diddy's candlelit rooms, Jay-Z's murky ties, Oprah's silent influence, and the pain of stars like Cassie and Foxy Brown. This isn't just Diddy's story, she told the jury, her voice steady and fierce. It's about who let him rise. For decades, she sounded alarms on radio and TV, unveiling a tower of silence built on NDAs, payoffs, and fear. In 2024, lawsuits and X posts backed her up, revealing a system that buried truth to shield the powerful. Wendy paid dearly, lost deals, blackballing, health rumors in 2025, but she never backed down. They called me crazy, she said, but I was right. Her emails, memos, and photos proved it. The machine was real, and it crushed dissenters. Now, cracks are forming. Cassie's lawsuit, Rodney Jones' claims, and Wendy's words are tearing it down. This trial's just the start, she said. Names will be named. One question burns: who's next, and will the tower fall? The truth, once a whisper, now roars. Wendy's story has shaken Hollywood, but what do you think? Is this the end of the industry's secrets, or are more names still hiding? Drop a like if Wendy's courage blew you away, and comment below with your take. Did she expose the truth, or is there more to uncover? Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss what's next. The tower's cracking, and we're here to catch every piece that falls. Let's keep this conversation loud.